It is a journey. Shout out to Spanish guitars. See, I visited the temples of Tenochtitlan when I was 8, and all I got was this lousy imposter syndrome. And I've never felt more like a tourist as when taxied in the streets of my birthplace, unable to have a conversation without tripping into the borrowed currency of a colonizer's language, harboring a bloated throat behind this port of entry, 100 skies away from mis abuelos. And I am suffocated by the realization that there is so much of me foreign and undiscovered. How Cortés of me to glean the riches of a culture and call them mine without a single callous. I am little brown boy wishing he were browner. Little brown boy, güero, despite the black curly hair. Am I loved in a country that hates where I'm from? Am I hated in a country my parents abandoned? Am I the X in Latinx, the variable always trying to be solved? I want nothing more than to be a carretero in Oaxaca instead of an orduña in Texas, rejecting the American manipulation of my Mexican, 2 first names, too cumbersome for people to hold them wholly. I am becoming what is most convenient for the people and leaving behind la gente. And when we meet again, how will I look mis ancestros en el alma and not feel like I'm breaking into their afterlife? And in their afterlife, I feel like I'm breaking el alma de mis ancestros. How will I look when I meet la gente and leave behind the people that were most convenient, becoming who I am? Too holy to hold for people too cumbersome to be named. My Mexican manipulated by American rejection of Orduña, Spain, conquering Texas, of a carretero's labor in Oaxaca. I want nothing more than to be solved instead of a variable. I am the X in Latinx, abandoned by a country my parents loved, hated by a country that loves vacationing where I'm from, but not me. Little brown boy curled in the privilege of being güero. I am little brown boy wishing brown didn't feel broken and calloused from every single call to make mine a culture and all the riches it gleams. Can I cut out Cortés from what I've learned and become less foreign and discover there is so much of me realized and suffocating? Mis abuelos, 100 skies away, were the bloated throat that harbored their language before the colonizers tripped into the borrowed currency of a conversation about birthplace, how we are taxied like tourists into places where we have never felt like anything less than a lousy imposter. When I was 8, I visited the temples of Tenochtitlan, and in the temples of Tenochtitlan, I am a tourist in the afterlife, breaking any lousy imposter. I was el alma de mis ancestros in the streets of my birthplace, taxied into a conversation with la gente, leaving behind the people that are tripping into the borrowed currency of what is most convenient and a bloated throat, manipulating a port of entry too cumbersome for people with 2 first names. I am wholly on hold, harboring a colonizer's language across 100 skies into my Mexican-American learning of mis abuelos, Texas, Orduña, Oaxaca, Carretero, all suffocated by the realization there is so much of me I want to try to solve, the foreign and undiscovered. How variable of me to Cortés the riches of a culture, call them calluses mine. I am little brown boy and güero, the ex-Latinx, abandoning his parent country, hating his black curly hair, and where I am from am I loved, And where am I from? In a country where I am from, a country in love. Am I loved where I am? Can I love a country I hate? Am I loved where I am from? Can I hate where I am and love a country that hates? I am loved where I am, loved where I am, a country in love. I love where I am from, where I am loved. In a hated country, I love where I am loved. Can I love where I am? I loved where I am loved.